Good day, Facebook and YouTube. It's Jeffrey Howells Carpet Cleaning here, and we are in Gladstone, Oregon today in a 2-bedroom house. We have a dining room area, nice, oily, contaminated polyester carpets. One thing about polyester carpeting, as you probably already know or can tell by looking at, is that they do like to absorb oils and resist water, so that makes them a little bit challenging if you're not in the know and how to clean them. So if you're running out and getting a rug doctor, you're probably not going to be getting the results that you want because of just the nature of how these sorts of carpeting work. And then we have this little tiny hallway here. As you can see, a little adjacent bedrooms off to the side. We have one bedroom, small bedroom here, and another small bedroom here. Now, the carpeting here is pretty contaminated. You can see debris laying all over the place. So, you saw our Kirby vacuum in here. It works really good as a good commercial vacuum cleaner. In fact, I ran one every single day, multiple times, for literally 10 years, and finally the handle snapped off of it. The motor still runs, but I got to the point where it was like, you know what, I'm just gonna toss it and start using another one. So this one I literally picked up for a couple $100, so bargains are out there, you just gotta look for them. So anyways, we are gonna clean these carpets up. They're gonna look really good. So what sets Howells carpet cleaning apart from other Gladstone carpet cleaners is that we go through and we are very meticulous about getting all the dry debris out of the carpeting before we even get started. Because yeah, sure, we got our powerful truck mounted steam cleaner out there in the van, we could run our hoses in and you know, get the carpets wet, but we're turning all that debris and dirt and stuff that's in the carpeting. You can guess that. Well, the fact is that carpeting can hide up to a pound of debris per foot. So that's a lot of potential debris that's in the carpeting. In here, I won't be surprised if we filled up at least a half or possibly even a full Kirby bag while we're vacuuming. So we'll take note of how much debris comes up. But that's stuff that's just going to turn to mud when it gets wet. So preferably, I like to go through and get all the debris out of the carpeting before we get started, because then the product cleaning solution that we put down, the shampoo on the carpet fibers, it's going to be more willing to absorb and receive that cleaning solution if it's not already completely saturated with debris. So you get a bit more bang for the buck when you clean all the crap out of the carpet that doesn't belong there. So that's what we're going to do first. Phase 1 is to go through and do a very full extraction. Alright, so first things first, I think it's important to note that when we are doing a vacuum, the first thing that I do is I run along all of the baseboards around the room. The Kirby has very excellent airflow and suction, so it's able to pretty much pick up anything that's stuck along the baseboards. What happens most of the time when a homeowner is vacuuming their carpets, they're pushing it up, you know, against the side of the wall in such direction with the vacuum cleaner, and they're pushing debris and things up against the baseboards, or they're vacuuming, they're using the wrong side of the vacuum. It doesn't have any suction to pick anything up. The Kirby vacuum actually is a center airflow design on the machine, so whether you're edging on the right side or the left side of the vacuum cleaner, the airflow is relatively identically the same, which is 100% awesome, and it does a really excellent job. So prior to vacuuming out the rest of the room, we always go around the baseboards just to collect as much of that debris as possible. And in some cases, we even detach our hose when we're doing the steam out and run our hose, you know, to vacuum and suck up any debris that might be stuck to the baseboards, because there are cases where there are things that get, you know, wedged between the carpet and the baseboard that doesn't come up with the vacuum because it's stuck there. So we run our hose through there and kind of break things loose and pick up anything that doesn't belong in the carpeting. Alright, normally I would start in the back bedrooms because that's the length of our hose. We get to the right length and then we go ahead and start back there and work our way out the door. However, we're going to start in the front room because this is the worst area, and I like to always give the most dwell time and everything to the worst area possible. And because this is a one-level unit, easy entry and all that, it makes it very convenient just to clean up this area first. Plus, we made up some pretty high potency solution to attack the urine and stuff that is in the carpeting here. Pretty visible. Don't really smell it at all, but generally as soon as you start disturbing it with putting down a pre-spray chemical or something, it begins to reek. So we're going to go ahead and we're probably going to use a lot of this pre-spray. I wouldn't mind using the whole 2 gallons in this room here, which is probably really overkill, but it would really help to disinfect everything that is in the carpeting. So with that purpose in mind, I think that I'd probably go ahead and do it because I think it would be a worthwhile call. Alright, so we put down 2 gallons of our cleaner applied to the carpeting pretty thickly here. Generally, a room like this would probably get maybe a half to a gallon of cleaner, but these are not, I mean, they're not terribly bad or anything, but there is, I can tell there's a lot of debris and oils and things on the carpeting. And I like to get these as taken care as well as possibly can. And generally, the wetter and the more thorough that you can get it, the better results that you get. So this is another tool that sets us aside from a lot of Gladstone carpet cleaners in the area. This is called a CRB, or a counter-rotating brush machine. And what this machine will do is take our cleaning solution that we put down in the carpet and it'll scrub it into the carpet much more thoroughly. So it's like cleaning dishes in the sink using an SOS pad. So this machine is our SOS pad. A lot of times I refer to it as a magic marker because, as you'll see is going along here, those nylon brushes are going to be scrubbing the carpets and just obliterating all kinds of residue and nasty stuff in the carpeting. If we do have a pet in here, hair generally will accumulate along the edges, and that is an indicator that there's a lot of pet hair, and that we can put some reservoir containers on this machine and pick up some pet hair with it if we want. However, generally just doing a vacuum during the pre-vacuum process, it's pretty easy to tell if there's going to be a bunch of hair in the carpeting. A lot of times all the urine that was in here, which is vanishing due to our peroxide, and it'll continue to oxidize and remove and break down the salt crystals and all that stuff in the urine. And then of course giving it a scrub will even more so break that down, and so that we can extract all the filth and nasty stuff out of the carpeting. So we're just going to go ahead, flip this bad boy over here, and go ahead and begin the scrubbing process in this family room. Having gone through with the CRB to scrub the carpet, so you can see it pretty much scrubbed all of the urine and stuff out of there. Any residual matter that might be in there is just going to be extracted with the truck. And that dark spot right in the middle actually turned out really nice, so it really loosened those soils so that when we go through with the truck and do the extraction, it will just lift all that dirt and ash out of there. Now you can see that there is going to be a difference between the darker side and the lighter side, because it looks like there may have been a couch, I'm guessing, something setting around here that protected this carpet from the I want to say sun, but usually it's not a darker spot and a lighter spot. And the reason I say that is because you can see this line that just runs straight down like that, or it's dark and it goes straight across here. So maybe there was an area rug that was here that ran, you know, maybe the length of this area here. That's probably more likely. And so that would be why it's faded along the edge and dark in the middle. And then this is going to be dark and hammered just because it is a transition area. And transition areas always get hammered, so we always make sure that they get scrubbed well. And then we also will take an upholstery tool to go along the edges, because the traditional steam cleaning wand just doesn't have the ability to get, you know, close to the tile down there on the ground like an upholstery tool is able to do. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and scrub the other two bedrooms, and then we'll fire up the truck and get ready for a steam out in here. Alright, and so another item that sets us apart from other carpet cleaners is that when we go through and we wand out the carpet with hot water, steam cleaning is what it is often referred to as. It falls under the category of hot water extraction. They're not mutually exclusive. They're both basically the same thing. So what we're going to do, what happens is that you go through with a wet pass first, you know, and as you're going along, of course, it's sucking up water and dirt and all that kind of stuff. But then we also, what a lot of carpet cleaners, some do and some don't. In Gladstone, Oregon, I can't testify for all the other carpet cleaners that are out here, but I've got plenty of 5-star reviews that will testify as to the results of what I'm able to get. But I will go through one time with water, and if a spot or something needs additional treatment, I'll make sure that to flush an area with more water. But then I will go back through, and it's called a dry pass. It's going back over without applying any water. And what you're doing is you're just picking up additional moisture as well as other contaminants that might be in the carpeting. In a lot of cases, especially like in the hallway here, here I actually did 4 dry passes on the whole thing just to get as much of the contaminants out of the carpet as we possibly could. And it looks pretty darn good in my opinion. So I believe that 4 passes sometimes is overkilling, but and depending on the situation, 4 passes, if that's what it needs, and that's what it gets. And in here I plan on just doing a you know, the wet pass and the dry pass. And what a pass is, it's forwards and back is one pass, forwards and back another pass. So it's a motion. Motion forward and back completes a pass. Motion forward and back completes another pass. So We make sure that we get that full range of motion so that every piece, every fiber of carpeting in here gets thoroughly extracted, rinsed, and extracted. Okay, and the final thing that Howells carpet cleaning does that Gladstone carpet cleaners do not do is rake out the carpeting when they're done so that the carpets look like they haven't even been walked on. And as you can see, there's still that spot that's darkened due to a rug that was here. Sun faded rest of the carpets, nothing you can do. But it is clean, it looks good. And all the urine stains are out, rinsed out. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a blessed day.